Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Ring of Honor. Tonight's episode is on YouTube. So I've noticed past couple of episodes they're airing on YouTube. And I'm wondering if they're going one or two routes where maybe they're thinking of maybe in the future to just air the new episodes on YouTube, which wouldn't be a bad thing. And also, they could also just be doing it to help promote Ring of Honor as a brand, as a promotion, and just thinking maybe if we put some episodes on YouTube, then people are going to want to buy their Honor Club. I see that they are posting really great matches, classic matches on a weekly basis, and that's something that they're implementing, and I think that they're really hoping to get people to subscribe. It is $9.99 if you are interested in purchasing a subscription, monthly subscription, and that does include the entire Ring of Honor library, and also whenever they have new pay-per-views, that is part of the price. Like, you're not paying anything extra for the price. Now, for this show, we started off with Athena, who hasn't been seen since her match with CEO for the Owen Hart tournament. She finally was on the show, and she was sitting in the stairwell, and she was like, look, I'm here to announce that Billie Starkz going to be doing this little peer championship tournament. Basically just throwing her out there to be part of something. And obviously she doesn't want her to let her down and the minions down. So we'll see what ends up happening with Billie Starkz going over to be part of that tournament. She's the sixth person that they have announced for the tournament. So far, I don't know if that's going to be only six or if they're going to add any more. They didn't say that this was the final person in the tournament, but I would assume that we will definitely get at least two more people just to have it a little evened up with 8 people being involved to start. So what we got now is we have Billie Starkz. We also have Layla Gray. We have Deonna Purrazzo, Serena Deeb, Queen Aminata, and I'm missing somebody. Taya Valkyrie. There we go. We have 6 people so far for the peer tournament. No word on when that's going to start as of yet, but honestly, I don't think they need to rush this. So our first match of the night, ladies in action, we have Marina Shafir going against Laynie Luck, and I was so surprised that this was not a squash match. I thought this was going to be over in like literally 2 minutes as usual, but we finally get a chance to see something out of Marina. Look, I actually really like the Death Riders, and even if I didn't care for them, I think it's awesome that there is a woman in that group. However, I don't think she's done many matches at all since she's been part of the group since like August, September. So finally, from what I've been seeing the past few months with her being in Death Riders, she's finally doing something where people can actually see her wrestle and not just take a win in a squash situation. At times, Laynie was, getting some over on Marina, but Marina ends up taking the win with a mother's milk. This was definitely one of those situations where it's like the pay-per-view is on Sunday. We don't need to see you in a 1-minute match, and for people to believe that you're just going to handle Willow Nightingale like that at Double or Nothing. So to actually see her wrestle is a good thing, and they should be doing that more often. If someone has a big pay-per-view match or a title match, they should not be in any type of squash situation the match before their big match. Now, after this, probably, you know what I'm going to say, match of the night for me, Blake Christian going against Gringo Loco. I love these two. They're just so freaking amazing. They've had matches like a million times, okay? So their chemistry is always on point. Everybody named Mama is cheering for Gringo Loco. Not even a soul over there is cheering for Blake. Like, Blake, if I was over there, I'd be cheering for you. I thought this was amazing. This could have been the main event, to be honest with you. They ended up putting the CMLL guys in the main event, but this was definitely main event worthy. We've been seeing Blake on Collision. He's done a few Dynamite matches, and I feel like we've gotten a chance to see some good things out of him. But for him to be in the ring with Gringo Loco, someone that he's really used to being in the ring with, something like this could have been thrown on Collision, and people would have really changed their mind about how great of a wrestler that Blake is. Like, I feel like with him in AEW so far, we've got a chance to see him somewhat, but with this match here, I feel like it best represents what Blake has to offer as a wrestler. A Spanish fly from the fucking top rope was just insane from Gringo Loco onto Blake Christian, but Blake ends up not tapping out. He ends up kicking out at 2, and I was just like, if it was me, that got hit with a Spanish fly from the top rope, I'll just lay there. I would just lay there. Referee gonna have to count to 3, bring the doctors, bring the boys with the ice and everything to come get me after that. We do have Blake end up taking the win via submission with a vanilla Coke choke, or what do you call it again? A choke zero. There we go. Choke zero. I do like the name of that move. Blake is fucking amazing. He's amazing. And I don't know if he got a little contract with AEW in terms of him being on like the main roster, but I feel like if anybody watches their match, they will, this match particular, they would probably change their minds in terms of how they may or may not feel for Blake. This was so good. After this, we have a Pure Rules match with Queen Aminata and Allison Kay. This was also really great. I like the fact that we haven't jumped directly into this tournament and that they are doing Pure Rules matches on the weekly show, because a lot of people, most wrestlers do not necessarily have any experiences doing Pure Rules matches, especially the girls. Like, they have never had this up until about a week or 2 ago, where they're actually having the women doing Pure Rules matches. Like, there are rules that are different from typical wrestling matches, where it's like, if you're not used to, if you don't have those rules locked in your brain, then you can easily cost yourself from winning the match. One of those being using rope breaks. Like, Allison ends up using 2 rope breaks in less than 2 minutes. And when you end up using all 3 of your rope breaks, this is perfect for your opponent to be able to use the ring to their advantage, because there's nothing you can do. Obviously, you guys know, like with wrestling, you cannot use the ropes. Like, if you're using the ropes, that will be considered cheating. However, in a match like this, if you use all your rope breaks, then it's not considered cheating, and you can use that for your advantage to take the win. At times, Queen Aminata, she's been wearing kinesio tape like in the back of her neck and the top of her back for as long as I can remember. She looked great. Hopefully there's no injuries or anything, because I can see her making it far in this tournament. Allison, low-key, she can literally be in this tournament as well. And I thought that she did really great with having Queen Aminata look like a freaking star, and pretty much getting everyone hyped up for Queen Aminata to be in the Pure Rules tournament. However, Queen Aminata ends up taking the win. I do feel like with the tournament coming up, it's important for all the girls to be able to get some experience with doing Pure Rules matches. And I think it is important for them to win these matches. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it will make people believe that these girls deserve to be in the tournament. So far, no one has actually done a match to earn their spot in the tournament. This has been completely, we're just picking people and putting them in a tournament. Layla Gray is in this tournament and has lost every single match that she has done up until this point. And I'm just like, y'all announce this shit, and y'all having her lose. Y'all making the fans believe she shouldn't even be in here. I personally do not like that. But so far, all the other girls, they've been taking W's. So I do like the fact that they're having the girls do these matches before the tournament come about. But this whole thing, I don't think people should be losing. People, at least in the tournament, should be losing. They need to have these warm-ups so that they can be ready for the tournament. Now, after this, we do get a promo and a really nice video package with Serena Deeb talking about how she's been here since the fucking door was open, basically, and she has nothing to show for it. That is true. Serena, don't feel bad, because there's a whole bunch of y'all over there who's been there since the door was open and have nothing to show for it. That's not even your fault. That's Tony Khan's fault. But anyway, she sat there with a bedazzled 3-ring binder that said, what did it say? Something of 1,000 holes or something. This is pretty much the blueprint on how to be like the best technical wrestler or some shit. I didn't even know people had time to bedazzle a fucking notebook. That's really interesting. I heard every single word she had to say. And everything she said is true. She's definitely one of the best wrestlers. I know some guys that will get their ass whooped by Serena Deeb. However, the reason why she hasn't really gone up there in terms of when she said how she has nothing to show for her time in AEW is because she has zero personality. This promo, I almost fell asleep on it because she's boring. She is boring. She speaks in this monotone where it's just like, I've been here for 6 years and I have nothing to show for it. And I'm just like, why you? I think she thinks it's working when she speaks this way. It is not working. Like I'm not even saying she needs to be like Mina Shirakawa or Tony Storm or anything like that. You're speaking like someone just got their voice back or some shit. Like something about it where it's just like, that doesn't help, along with the zero personality thing you got going on. I wish that with this tournament, because she's definitely capable of winning the whole damn thing, but with this tournament, I wish this was a way to reinvent something about her personality as well. Like in the ring, she got it down pat, but that boring ass promo she did with it, Serena, there's a reason why you haven't had much success in AEW. Main event time, we have Atlantis Jr. Every time I see Atlantis Jr., it takes me back to when he had beat Kyle Fletcher for the TV title with 2 frog splashes. Do y'all know that I am scarred? I need therapy over this. Look, frog splashes, they're just not fucking finishers to me. They're really not. He's teaming up with Fuego and Neon to go against Volador Jr., Barbaro Caravaggio, and Hechicero. Hechicero in red tonight. Lord have mercy. Hechicero, let me just say this. I don't know what he looks like under the mask, but that doesn't even matter. Like, to be a amazing technical wrestler, that's sexy to me. That's fucking sexy to me. It's funny how they are clearly, Hechicero team is clearly the bad guys, but they're cheering them on because Hechicero is there. This is one of the situations where there's a little bit of a disconnect with the crowd. They're cheering for who they're familiar with over who the babyface team is. Even when we get into the middle of the match, they're still going with cheering with the heel team. I don't think it necessarily clicked with the crowd who the good guys were versus the guys that I know. This was fucking amazing. Every time they get out there, it's like there's nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. Yesterday, when they were doing Collision, I was seeing people commenting about how YCMLL wrestlers here. They're going to do Grand Slam Mexico in a few weeks, people. Let's get it together. This is a great way to get people familiar with some of the guys that will be on Grand Slam Mexico. Hechicero, y'all know he's going to be over there. And this right here, people at least being familiar with who could be over there. So far, no storylines. Ricochet will be going against Volador Jr. and for another show in Mexico. But, you know, maybe they're trying to do something with that. If they would have a couple, maybe a storyline or two with a couple of the Mexican wrestlers, that would be great. But I don't know if they're going with that. Fucking amazing match. But Atlantis Jr. ruined the fun, taking a win with fucking frog splash. And I'm just like, I don't let me tell you, it's not just about him beating Kyle Fletcher with 2 frog splashes. This is one of those things where it's like everybody's using this type of move, and if you're a wrestler and you're realizing I have a finisher, people are using this as either finisher or like some type of transitional move where we're, you know, gearing to wrap this shit up. And it's just seemed like, how is this even effective? How is a frog splash even effective? I don't fucking know. For me, I think it's not a great move. If I were him or anyone else, I would be changing things. When I would be paying attention to other wrestlers in terms of what moves are trendy right now. I'm going to make sure I'm not doing it. It's just one of those things. Overall, the show was actually great. It was under an hour. I felt like this was good for a YouTube episode because I think people may be like, oh, okay, maybe I would buy an Honor Club subscription. I think that maybe they are going with hour shows or slightly under hour shows going from here. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I will say I know they have Chicago residency coming up. They also have a residency coming up in Philly. if they take advantage of that, like how they did last year in Arlington, and film lots of content for Ring of Honor, then Ring of Honor could definitely pick back up to where it was as a whole, like it was last year. So if they go that route, that would be absolutely amazing. Or Tony Khan, just buy a fucking studio and have them go over there like twice a fucking week, twice a fucking month, and have them film shit so that we can have quality shows. Like an hour episode, it's not bad, but we've seen y'all do 2-hour episodes and be able to give really, really great shows. So whatever route that they're going, I'm still sticking with them. Some of y'all barely hanging on, but it's looking good so far with Ring of Honor, but it could be better. You guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be back with Double or Nothing on Sunday. Bye.